Hello folks, shintigercurl here, that dude in the straw hat, bringing you yet another awesome video. So it's Thursday afternoon, 3 o'clock exactly, so you know what that means? It's time for me to read the newest chapter of One Piece. That's right, last week we learned we learned a little bit more about the Vinsmock family, the family that Sanji is apparently from, as we learned that they are actually a family of assassins. So, what's going to happen this week? Well, that's what I brought you here for. So, we move on to chapter 815, One Piece. Take me with you. And of course, the cover art is of from the Decks of the World 500 Million Berry Man arc, Volume 9, Alabasta Kingdom. And we see Princess Vivi of Alabasta and her loyal duck compatriot Karoo cutting out articles for her scrapbook for the Straw Hat Pirates because she traveled with them during the Alabasta arc. Yep. So anyway, and we got some fan art too. Very nice looking fan art. So, at last, the secret behind Sanji's birth is revealed. As Pecoms, a member of Big Mom's crew, or should I say, former member, now that he seems to have been excommunicated thanks to Beige's actions, and Nami's like says, "A family of assassins? What's that? What's this about?" Are you aware of the name Germa 66? Oh, I'm sorry. According to the translator's notes, it's supposed to be pronounced double six. Okay, Germa double six, also referred to as warmonger. And Nami answers, "What is he talking about? That make-believe mythical evil army? What a load of crap!" And Pecom says that it's actually an organization that actually exists. And at the top of the family is the Vinsmoke family. And his boss is Blackleg's father. And so, yeah. Luffy, of course, has no clue about what they're talking about, and even if he did, he doesn't care. It's typical Luffy. He just doesn't care about the minutiae or the details. He just gets to the meat of the matter. And of course, let's see. Cut back to Nami, who of course sees what and reminisces about what Luffy's talking about. And Luffy says all he wants to know if he's coming back or not. He could care less whether or not he goes and gets married. But there's no way I'd be okay with us ending up as Big Mom's underlings. So when it all goes down, you become my underling too. And he starts laughing, or I guess passing out. And Carrot starts laughing, and she says that Luffy's a strange one. And Pecoms, raising his glasses to show his tiny, tiny eyes, tells Luffy to watch his back, and he will wreck him. He says, "Lifesaver or not, don't go getting carried away with yourself. Mama is an emperor of the sea. She's one of the yokai." And he's like, "Okay." And apparently, he hurt his wounds even more, and Luffy talks about how cute his eyes are. Let's see, as he's recovering, he says, in any case, he won't be able to run away from this marriage. As you can guess from how Blackleg already left, to start with, there's no way to refuse Mama's tea party invitation. If you refuse it, then in a few days later, a certain present will be delivered to you. For insulting Mama's honor, you can bet there's not going to be anything nice found inside. Inside the present would be the head of someone who had been involved with him. It might be the head from one of the Straw Hat Pirates, or from someone at that restaurant in the East Blue, or someone from the Kamabaka Kingdom. Ugh. Oh, guys. Yeah, that sounds like something from Seven. If you've never seen Seven, this is very reminiscent. I keep hearing Brad Pitt's voice in my head. What's in the box? What's in the box? And he's like, and Luffy's like, how the hell do you guys know something about that? Pecom says very ominously, "This is what is called power, Straw Hat Luffy. A threat, a demand, when issued by one with absolute overwhelming power, becomes simple, inevitable fate. After all, who could possibly oppose it? That is the existence known as the Yonkai, and this is what it means to be driven to your very wits' end." So this is why Sanji had no choice but to go. That's Nami. "I'll say one more thing to ease your worries, my lifesavers. You won't have to become affiliated or sail under us, girl. This is a political marriage. Everyone who sails beneath Mama must have their bloodlines tied. In other words, this marriage is merely a ceremony, okay? To unite the bloodlines of the Vinsmoke and Charlotte families, this has nothing to do with gaining connections to you. Shall I put it in simpler terms for you? This marriage is completed, Blackleg Sanji will no longer be a part of your crew." And Luffy gets upset, of course. "You can't just decide that crap on your own. Sanji is my crewmate." And Pecom's replies, even before that, he was the son of the Vinsmoke family. "Don't take it out on me, girl." And he's like, "There's no way Sanji wouldn't refuse that marriage then. Right before the eyes of Big Mama and the brutal Vinsmoke family, I wonder if he'll be able to refuse and still keep his life." And Luffy is really getting up in his face, like, "Damn it, Pecan Mushi, what are you gonna do then? As soon as I heal, I'm gonna go back. That little brat Braids tried to kill me. I'm not gonna let that end just like that." And Luffy said, "Take me with you," hence the title of the chapter. And he tells Nami that he's going alone, and just like Robin and the others said, if we all go, we could risk starting a war, and there isn't a time for that. Just so long as it's me and this guy, I might be able to sneak into the tea party and ruin the ceremony. And Pecom says, "Get real. You're expecting me to bring an enemy home with me?" Carrot says it sounds like fun. Wanda chastises her and tells her it's not a game. And of course, Luffy just decided to go anyway. He's gonna go get Chopper, and tells Pecom to hurry up and get better. Pecom tries to stop him, but he's still kind of fucked up. And he heads outside, and he sees Zoro laying next to the door, just chilling. And he asks him if he heard everything, and he did. And he asks if he's worried about Sanji. And he says, "Don't make me kick your ass. I told you to leave that idiot alone." The rest of the crew arrive at Nekomamushi's house or mansion and ask about Pecom's. And of course he's saying that Luffy's saying that he's in pain, slamming his head against the wall and shouting, "Hurry up and heal him." And of course Chopper's worried and goes and takes a look. Meanwhile, Nekomamushi rolls up and he's like, "I've been waiting to meet you, Straw Hat Luffy. It just so happens that I'm all better." And of course he's hella not better. And Luffy's like, "He's huge. Is that thing Nekomamushi? He's like a big monster cat." And of course he slams into both Luffy and Zoro with that classic mink cuddling thing that they do. Meanwhile, Law comes up, asking what the fuck this ruckus is about. And and it is just a complete chaos. And Law wonders why he joined up with these guys. And right behind him are the Heart Pirates, or Pirates of Heart. Let's take a look. Alright. Yeah, that is the Heart Pirates, this entire crew. And apparently, according to this, Law has about 20 members of his crew. So, it's not a very big crew, but it doesn't need to be big. Anyway, he said I brought them to introduce them, all 20 members of my crew. And they make introductions, and Law says they have something to talk about. And they're calling their captain rude for disrespecting them. And they're saying, "How come they're dissing us, Captain?" He's like, "They're nothing more than allies. You have no need to bring them along." And so he tells them everything that's gone down, and he's like, "Black Leg is gonna Big Mom's place." He's like, "Right." And how the hell did things end up like this? Like I said, I'm gonna. And Luffy says, of course, he's gonna go and bring him back. So could you just hang around a little to hang on a little on the fight with Kaido? Let's see. Law says whether we wait or not is a matter of time before Kaido himself comes after us. We're supposed to be able to hide ourselves on the zoo for a while, but it seems our location has been discovered. And that means next they'll come after us here. And if it gets attacked again, just what do you think will happen to this country again after that? And of course, all the other guards and men of Zoo are really grateful for saving them and shit like that. And so, of course, before anything big happens, you know what has to happen. It's time for a Straw Hat party. That's right. Nobody in manga parties like the Straw Hat Party. So, Nekomamushi says it's time to party. And Luffy agrees. And everyone parties until the edge of death. Because that's just how they roll. And of course, the elder members of the Straw Hat Pirates. The elder members of the crew, Frankie, Robin, and Brooke, saying as the adults of the crew, they have to stay firm and alert, and they can't allow the samurai to enter this country because if they do, shit could get crazy. So they head off to try to intercept the two samurai. And they said that the person that they're looking for, Raizo, can't be found anywhere. There isn't a reason for him to come here. And besides, the entire cause of this entire crap has perspired for over 1,000 years to come to ruin. No matter how grateful they are to their saviors, for a samurai to be among their crew, we can't let them find out, no matter what it takes. And they're right. Frankie says, if by chance they discovered Kunimon had chosen this place as his rendezvous point, even the ever cheerful and merry Mink tribe would absolutely lose it. I'm in no mood to fight these guys at this point. We'll stand here until morning and stop Kunimon and Kanjuro from entering the country. Unfortunately, they kind of fail as Kunimon and Kanjuro arrive at Zoo, and Robin, Frankie, and Brooke are fast asleep. And Kunemon's like, I'm sure the Luffy and the others have been worried. It would be bad for us to keep them waiting. I'm sure they've grown weary by now. Well done, Toro Saburo. It's the name of that drawing of Kanjuro's creation, and he tells it to turn back into a painting. But Sir Ent, you really haven't told us anything. I'm searching for oh crap! I'm still searching for a warrior named Raizo. And so they head into Zoo. And unfortunately, things are going to get shitty as the monkey tries to warn them off, and they're headed. The two samurai head off into Zoo. It's not going to be pretty. So yeah, and that is the latest chapter of One Piece. What have we learned? Well, we've learned that the Vinsmock family is a part of something called an evil organization called Garam 66. And that apparently, from Mommy's point of view, it's supposedly something that was only a fairy tale. We learned that there's severe consequences for not accepting Big Mom's invitation to a tea party. Luffy decides to go and try to stop the ceremony, even though it's a political wedding and not a real one. And the elder members of the Straw Hat Pirates try to stop the two samurai from coming into the country, but it's too late. So it's only a matter of time before all hell breaks loose again on this weird country. So that's my video. Like what you see? Link, comment, subscribe below. Got any questions, comments, or just want to talk about this newest chapter of One Piece? Leave below, I'll get back to you. You want to support the channel? You always know what to do. Like button helps. Tip jars up there. Patreon in the description. Look me up as Captain Luffy on Twitter. So, with all that said, until next time, it's been shintigercurl, that dude with the straw hat, saying good day, and goddamn it, all hell is gonna break loose one more time.